Hi, welcome, and thank you for joining me. If you're new, thank you so much for taking the chance to step into this space together. And if you're returning, I appreciate you for coming back. We're going to go ahead and do a new moon reading for this new moon in Taurus. This is a timeless reading, though, so whenever you found it, trust it. It's something here for you. If I do pause, it's because I'm checking my notes because I actually started to put together a new spread or an intentional spread for this reading. This first card, what is your theme for the new moon? The Empress, receiving. Absolutely love that, especially since this is Taurus. The Empress will be Taurus energy. I mean, she has the sign of Venus, which is the ruling planet on this card. Home is a big one for you right now. But yeah, receiving is kind of the biggest part of it. For some of you, creation is here, but there's a restful energy with this receiving. So let's look at what's hidden from you right now. The Four of Swords with the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, the opportunity to take that rest. Interesting. The theme of this moon has been something you've been sort of neglecting and not seeing. But it feels pretty straightforward for you now. So with that in mind, let's look at, that makes me want to see what you've been consciously manifesting and unconsciously manifesting. So look at the conscious first. The Page of Swords and the Emperor. Okay, so you've been very focused on trying to move forward, probably with a business or something that was very regimented and structured in your life. You've been really in that masculine energy of creation, and a masculine attempt at creation. And so it's had, I do feel it, this almost ruling, dictating energy. So maybe you've felt like you had to lay down the law a little bit in the house, or set some boundaries with somebody, put a little structure in place for someone else who doesn't quite have the same amount of wisdom, perhaps, that you do. And that's okay. But that's interestingly been that's tied to what you're sort of manifesting, what you've been trying to manifest. So you've definitely probably been more of this mental state of, wow, that train of thought kind of stopped. It's almost like I'm being blocked because now it's starting to get to, and maybe this is part of the message, is something you've been trying to consciously manifest. It's been a little bit too much about someone else's energy. So that's why you're hitting that resistance, is that's not really for you to manifest right now. So let's look at what you're unconsciously manifesting. The Page of Pentacles. You've something newer that you want to create. There's a new desire of something to manifest. It's almost like this is the old business, this is the new. There's something there. Maybe, yeah, the Emperor, we're talking about you with someone else who doesn't have as much experience where you are. And this is because you're ready to start your own new journey. You're ready to be the page again in another place. You're ready to start fresh and kind of have new eyes somewhere. And this is going to be in a space, again, that it's tied back to this Ace of Pentacles and this opportunity to get some rest. There's relief for you. Again, okay, receiving. That's why you get to receive, is you get to let someone else be the expert. There's, the expert mentality can definitely be one that feeds the ego, but in this context, it's not even like your ego was fed, it's more just, it wore you down, it made you very tired, like a tired manager or a tired parent. And so this is now going to put you in a place where, because you're going to be the one creating something new, it lets you be on the receiving end. This is really interesting too, because when I was looking at the astrology and using it sort of as the inspiration for a few things of what to pull for you, I was really called to the fact that Black Moon Lilith is opposite the moon right now. And she is just a reference point, while not an actual physical entity. It's still powerful. And I wanted to pull a card. It inspired me for one on where you're going to get to claim your sovereignty, which would feel like something that would need to be very active, and yet you're going to be in more of a receptive state. Okay, we have King of Swords and Ace of Cups. This could actually be a new romance. I don't always go there with Ace of Cups, but that feels relevant here. All right, with the King of Swords, I'm seeing now a different leader from you, but there's something about by not being the leader in this role, you're getting to actually rewrite a dynamic and from a past experience of when you gave up your sovereignty, your autonomy because of someone else being in that power role. And I'm not sure if that's influenced you as a leader or not, but there's something about you going back to the steps of having that experience and respecting someone else's position of power, letting them be the expert, be the ruler, be the CEO type of thing, but it's not discounting your sovereignty, which is really cool. And this feels abundant with that Ace of Cups there. You're happy to be here. You're overflowing right now. This isn't, there might be some friction. We can get another card. But the end result feels very abundant and fulfilling. Like there's something with that heart space just really overflowing because you met this type of experience from a different place. It's letting you work through the shadow to come out of the other side of it. So you're not going through a dark night of the soul, but you're reliving some sort of situation to rewrite that story for yourself. So again, there are parts where it might feel a little tense. You might feel the friction. You might have to stand up to this person, but not in a way. It's going to be in a way where then you have the opportunity to still respect their value. It's not going to be demoralizing. It's challenging, but not demoralizing. All right, I like where that brings us because the other card I wanted to pull before we get to your last advice is I wanted to look at what communication opportunities you have through this next whole lunar cycle, which feels important. The Four of Wands. Okay, so this is a card of celebration, and it's always my happy home card. So it could be in the household where you get the opportunity to communicate. I think it's going to let you come at other conversations with grace. By going through an experience where you get to have grace for another person who is that quote-unquote expert, it's going to let you meet more people, especially in your direct relationships, that home life, with a little more grace. Be careful that you're not over excusing things, but it feels more of just, it actually feels like you encouraging someone too. The way this card is done, I feel like one of these people is holding up the bouquet for the other person, or like you're using the bouquet and their hand you're using the bouquet to help pull up their arm and cheer them on a little bit too. So it's letting you be someone else's cheerleader as well. And that could be the communication. That makes sense too. Taurus, it's very, so that again, that is the sign about what feels good. And then of course the home. And so there's something here about getting a little reprieve. I think that's part of this too, is by you being in a receptive state, you're going to be able to, back to your overflowing heart, you'll be able to share that so that other people are also feeling it, and it's going to shift the energy of your home, or have the opportunity to, because you have to work with this energy. It doesn't just happen to you. Again, the biggest one is you have the opportunity to show up this way with this other person. It's up to you to consciously do it. Okay, so let's get that last card for some advice. Usually these are very encouraging, I will say, but let's see what comes through with them. You got two. Yeah, we got some really awesome, encouraging cards, which I feel like you need right now. Gratitude and faith. This brings me back to, it's not going to be the time for you to go do some shadow work. I'm all about the shadow work, but that doesn't have to be you 24/7. I know that's one of my messages I'm constantly getting. And so that's what this is for you, is right now your advice is gratitude and faith. It's almost like for you, you're going back to basics in a very beautiful way. That's why you're going back to this new, Going back to a new experience. Really, I wanted to say an old one, but that's the point. This isn't the same exact experience. It is, however, it's a way to rewrite that old story and the karma that was really with it. I'm feeling very tongue-tied and twisted. It's almost like the energy is starting to get a little caught up, and I can't help but feel excitement on your side, probably because you're past the shadow part of it now. You're ready to go live it out. I always like to think of it as when we keep getting lessons, they're tough, they're tough, they're tough, but then part of integration is you have to go embody it now. You're going to get the opportunity to once again live it out, and doing it the way that you've learned through the lesson, or doing it through the way of integration. Maybe not every lesson will come that way, but I believe that happens to us with a lot of lessons, at least. That's what you're getting to kind of do here and shift those energies. So I'm excited for you. I always am, following up these readings, and I am wishing you the best through this. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.